Do you guys want to know the biggest way to get over your fear of rejection? Because I was somebody, when I was younger in my 20s, if there was ever any one rejection that happened, even though they were very few and far between, that shit would just replay over in my brain countless times. I would be laying in bed at night thinking about the one interaction that happened earlier on in the day and where I went wrong and her reaction. Only if I said this one thing, maybe she would have gave me a better chance, and the whole thing could have played out differently. You've probably been in a similar situation where you just keep replaying that shit over and over and over again. And honestly, it becomes an even bigger deal. Like, you hype it up more and more and more in your brain. And because of that, now you're even fearing rejection more, right? It's like this self-fulfilling thing, this loop that you go through of like not experiencing that much, so that one becomes a huge deal, and then you keep obsessing over it, and because of that, you're trying to avoid it from happening again, right? And I wanted to make this video because this is kind of a different perspective on getting over rejection. It's this idea of just blasting quantity, just straight quantity, like literally 10xing or 50xing the amount of interaction that you get in a day or in a week. I'm speaking about this one right now because we've been out filming this week, and I've really just been going at it for the last 7 days. I can't even tell you the number. I don't even know the actual number of approaches. I probably have to put it in the multiple hundreds, right? At least.
100%.
Yeah, like 500? I don't know. It's hard to put a number on it. Like, I'm losing, that's how crazy the quantity has been. Now, obviously, not all of those hundreds of women are gonna be my ideal woman. Like, I don't even know if there's any one, maybe there's one. There was a girl I went on a date with last night, like, she was probably my favorite out of all of them, right? But out of all of these hundreds, ask yourself, like, if you actually approach hundreds of women in the last 7 days, do you really think you'd be fucking thinking about one obsessively? Dude, I can't even remember them. I literally, we're trying to think about certain interactions to put them into these videos on the main channel, and I'm like, fuck, dude, like, what happened yesterday? Like, it's literally an insane quantity, and I get that might not be practical. And full transparency, guys, like, I wouldn't be out approaching that much if I wasn't already, like, had a business that was thriving off of this and I needed to batch film content. Like, I wouldn't be going crazy to that extent. I'm not saying you need to spend your entire week just fucking spamming approaching. But what I am saying is that I've worked with enough clients over the years, and I sit down on these onboarding calls and I evaluate how much approaching these guys are doing on a day-to-day. And really what it boils down to is most men, and keep in mind, these are the guys that already pulled the trigger, made a decision, invested thousands of dollars to work with me. So these are like the upper echelon of the viewers. Majority of you guys aren't even doing that. You're just watching the content, not doing anything. But out of the guys that even took that step, it's 0 to 5. 0 to 5 approaches in a week. There's hardly ever a guy that comes in, and there are some, but it's less than 20% of the guys that come into the program. Most men are not approaching enough. And I promise you, whatever level you're at, like, I have so many videos on this channel where we lay out the social roadmap and the different levels, and we demo it on the main channel. There's so many guys that if you just pick the level that you're actually at and you honestly wrote down the number of how many times you did that this week, dude, like, what is that number really for you? Is it 0? It's probably 0. If you're watching this content, it's probably 0 or 5, or if you're really ballsy, it's 10. Like, really ballsy, you made 10 legit approaches this week. Great, whatever the number it is, that's the number. But understand, if we just added another 0 or 2 zeros to that, right, and you really just went hard at this for a week or a month, your whole life would change, bro. That's really what it comes down to. You could drag this shit out for years, dabbling, watching content, fantasizing, struggling, hating yourself, and go through that loop for years like I did in my 20s. That's literally what it was. Or you could just be like, yo, if I just actually blast quantity, and even though most of these women won't be my dream one, but if I just blast quantity and rep this out quickly, you could get to a really good level very quickly. Like, we were just talking, I was like, dude, in the last 7 days, like, even within myself, even the level that I'm already at, like, insane amount of action. Like, I feel different. I feel different over a 7-day span, which is crazy to think considering how long I've been doing this stuff. And if that happened to me, I can't even imagine what would happen for one of you guys. If you just made a decision, I'm gonna really just take this seriously for the next couple weeks and go crazy with the quantity. It would completely not only would it desensitize your fear of rejection, it gets to a point where you can't even keep up. Like, I can't even tell you how many girls said yes or no. I can't tell you what their faces look like. What I do know though is, like, looking back on the week, I'm proud as fuck of how much work we did, like how much we actually accomplished, not just the approach or the fucking date or the number, just really going after it and pushing myself, even if I'm not up for it, even if I'm not feeling it. Like, that is ultimately what leads to the most growth. So if you're watching this, guys, and you're not taking action, you're not taking enough action, or this is hitting and you're like, fuck, man, like, he's right, I gotta get out there more, but you're not doing that, like, you know you need to do that, but you're not doing it, you probably need a bigger push. Like, for me, it's knowing I have a cameraman here, it's knowing I have a channel, and it's knowing I need to get the content out. But earlier in my journey, when I didn't have any of that stuff, I needed a coach. I needed to make an investment. I needed to make a decision internally. I needed to hire somebody. I needed structure. I needed that in-field push to really get me out of my comfort zone and build that momentum and consistency. So if that's you, if you've been stuck and you want to get over this fear of rejection, click the link down below, apply to work with me directly so I can hold you accountable, I could give you the structure, I could walk you through that process, and then you could get to a place where any one rejection doesn't mean shit. You're just happy, you're confident, you feel accomplished, you feel like you're growing as a man because you're taking the steps needed to hit that next level. Links down below. That's all for this one. Get pissed off that you're not taking enough action right now, man. I'm pissed off for you, bro. Click that fucking link. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.